Well, turning to Nova Scotia now, where a shift in the weather has firefighters optimistic. A week of cooler temperatures and constant drizzle is just what crews had been asking for. Tinder dry conditions fueled volatile and destructive wildfires. Earlier this morning, we heard from officials on the latest wildfire conditions. Nicholas Seguin has the details.
So they said that the fire is actually still at 950 hectares, but it's not growing. It hasn't grown overnight, and it's no longer out of control. So now it's considered as being held, and they're very optimistic about that. But they said there's a lot of hard work to come. The fight is far from over because there could still be embers. They need to check under every stump, every rock where the fire could still be, and it could still have the chance to reignite. So the firefighters, there are around 100 of them out there today, but they're happy with those resources. But they did say that this could still be a few weeks or even up to 2 months of fighting this fire before it's considered completely out.
And Nicholas, some people who lost their homes had a chance to see this devastation. What was their reaction? Yeah, so yesterday, the city of Halifax reached out to the people who were in the evacuated areas that were hit the hardest by the fire. So we lost around 150 homes in that area. So the people who owned those homes were contacted, and they got to go on what the city called a bus tour of the affected areas. So these people got on city buses. There were also grief counselors on the buses and some fire officials, and they drove through these neighborhoods where houses have been completely razed to the ground. Nothing is left in some of these properties. So the people weren't allowed to get off the bus, but they were allowed to catch a glimpse of what their house looks like now. Take a listen.
Picturing it in your head, when you get there and see there are houses that are okay, thank God, but you'd see 3 or 4 houses in a row that are missing, and then 3 or 4 houses that are there, and some houses, it was just a siding that was missing. But regardless, it was pretty surreal.
And officials told us this morning that there will be another bus tour today for more people whose homes were affected. So they'll be going out through those neighborhoods, not able to get off again. And yesterday, some people did have some good news. So in the neighborhoods that were evacuated as a precaution but weren't touched by the fire, some of those residents were allowed to go back home yesterday.